Welcome back to Final Whistle Chronicles, the podcast where we break down all things basketball, one fast break at a time. I'm your host, Riley Loper, and today we're diving into one of the most heated debates in NBA history. Who is the true GOAT of basketball? Michael Jordan, LeBron James, or Kobe Bryant? Now, before you throw your phone out the window or rush to tweet angry emojis at me, let's just pump the brakes. This isn't going to be a random opinion fest. No, I'm going full stat geek on this one. We're going to break down their careers by the numbers and see who really holds the crown as a GOAT. But don't worry, I'll keep it fun. And I promise to sprinkle in some humor, because at the end of the day, we're talking basketball, not a math class. Now, to kick things off, I want to make something clear. This debate isn't just about which player wore the flashy sneakers or who hit the most game winners in the most dramatic fashion. No, we're talking raw numbers. We're talking about how many championships they've won, how many points they've scored, how efficient they were, and because it's 2025, how many memes they've generated. Just kidding. But seriously, we'll keep it to the stats that matter. Let's start with the legend himself, Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, the man, the myth, the basketball deity, 6-time NBA champion, 6-time Finals MVP, and 10-time scoring champion. That's a pretty sick resume. Jordan averaged 30.1 points per game for his career, which is still the highest in NBA history. And let's not forget about his clutch gene. We're talking about a guy who hit one game winning shot after another like he was playing basketball on easy mode. And to top it all off, he won Defensive Player of the Year in 1988. But the kicker is his efficiency. Jordan shot a career 49.7% from the field. In an era where shooting guards didn't exactly have the luxury of wide open shots or hand-checking rules that benefit today's players. That's insane. Jordan didn't need to shoot three-pointers at a high volume to dominate. He was a mid-range king. And when it came to attacking the rim, it was like watching a human highlight reel. Seriously, if Jordan played in today's NBA with that three-point line, forget it. He'd probably average 40 a game. Okay, now moving on to LeBron James, the king. The man who has seemingly been playing for 100 years and is somehow still better than 99% of the league. Seriously, at this point, it feels like LeBron James came out of the womb with a basketball in his hand, ready to dunk on anyone who came near him. LeBron, 4-time NBA champion, 4-time Finals MVP, and let's talk about longevity. He's been playing for 20 seasons and is still posting all-time numbers. LeBron currently ranks as the all-time leading scorer in NBA playoff history. And if you're thinking, yeah, but Riley, he played 1 billion games. Let me remind you that he's also racked up 7.3 assists per game for his career. That's some serious playmaking to only be scoring. Not only does he put up points, he sets up his teammates too. But here's the thing. LeBron's efficiency is next level. He's a career 50.5% shooter from the field. And he's also a 34% shooter from 3. You can say what you want about his free throw shooting, but the dude's been in the finals more times than most players have played seasons. His numbers are just ridiculous. But here's where things get spicy. LeBron has more career points than MJ, but Jordan's 30.1 career average beats LeBron's 27. The question is, does longevity trump peak performance? You could argue it's like comparing a sprint to a marathon. LeBron's been going at it for 20 years, while Jordan had a much shorter peak. And finally, we get to the Black Mamba himself, Kobe Bryant. A man who made everyone believed they could hit an 81-point game. And then they realized they can't. Kobe Bryant, 5-time NBA champion, 2-time Finals MVP, and this guy's work ethic was second to none. Kobe averaged 25 points per game for his career, which isn't as high as LeBron or Jordan, but remember, this guy took a lot of tough shots. He wasn't afraid to shoot it in your face, shoot with a broken finger, or shoot with no space at all. He scored 81 points in a game. That's just behind Wilt Chamberlain's 100. Insane. Now, Kobe's shooting efficiency isn't as high as LeBron or Jordan, but here's where his legacy shines. He made up for it with an absurd level of difficulty in his shots. It's like every time you went to the gym, you decided to shoot 100 contested threes to make sure you'd always be ready for the clutch moments. Plus, Kobe was one of the most tenacious defenders of his era, making 12 all-defensive teams, more than anyone else in this debate. And let's be real, Kobe didn't need the ball in his hands every second of the game to have an impact. He could hit that game-winning shot in the corner, he could lock up a defender, or he could drop 50 on you just because he was a killer. Okay, now it's time for the fun part. The final verdict. Who's a true GOAT? Based on stats. Here's the thing. Each of these players has their own claim to greatness. Jordan's peak was unmatched in terms of scoring, titles, and overall dominance in the 90s. LeBron has the best combination of longevity, versatility, and statistical output. Kobe Bryant, the guy had that killer mentality, that I'll take any shot in the most impossible situation mindset, and did it all while keeping his foot on the gas for 2 decades. But if we're talking who truly stands at the top of the NBA mountain, my vote, based purely on stats and overall contribution to the game, has to go to LeBron James. I know. This may upset the purists, the MJ fans, and the Kobe diehards, but hear me out. LeBron's combination of career longevity, versatility, and raw stats is pretty hard to ignore. I mean, he's averaged 27 points per game while being a top-tier playmaker and still playing at an MVP level in his 20th season. Add that to his playoff numbers, and he's just ridiculous. He's the most complete player that we've ever seen. Does that mean he's the most iconic or the best competitor? Maybe not. MJ probably has the edge there. But in terms of sheer all-around numbers, LeBron takes the crown. That's my take. But you know what? I'm not here to start a riot. So tell me your thoughts. Like, comment, subscribe, or share this to your fellow basketball enthusiasts. And let's keep this debate rolling. Well, thanks for tuning in into Final Whistle Chronicles. We'll catch you next time, where we talk about whatever wild basketball topic I decide to get into. Until then, keep shooting for greatness. And remember, it's just basketball. No reason to break up with your best friend over it. Till next time, always play into the final whistle.